What if I told you there's a natural spice, no bigger than your fingernail, that when chewed for just 60 seconds could help awaken energy, restore circulation, and even trigger your body's hidden strength? No pills, no side effects, no gimmicks. A spice that's been tucked away in your kitchen cabinet all this time, silently waiting to prove its power. I know it sounds too simple to be true, but keep watching, because in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how this tiny, forgotten ingredient has been reigniting the lives of men and women over 60. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use it and why medical experts, including myself, are no longer ignoring its power. My name is Dr. Sophia Jain, and I've spent over 20 years working with patients who thought their best years were behind them, only to discover that their body was just waiting for the right trigger to heal, energize, and perform again, not from something synthetic, but from something real, ancient, and naturally potent. What I'm about to show you has nothing to do with trends, hacks, or expensive therapies. It's about reactivating what's already inside you. And believe me, once you try this method, you may never need those blue pills again. So, what is this spice, and how does it work so fast? The secret lies in a powerful compound hidden inside the oil of this spice. A compound that flows straight into your bloodstream and starts relaxing tight blood vessels, reducing inflammation, calming your nervous system, and boosting testosterone naturally. It's not a supplement. It's not a miracle drug. It's real science backed by real results. And by the way, it's sitting in nearly every grocery store across America. Now listen closely, because in the next few minutes, I'll break this method down step by step, how to chew it, when to chew it, and what you can expect after 7, 14, and 30 days. I'll also explain how this spice targets the 3 silent destroyers of male energy: poor circulation, chronic stress, and sleep disruption. You don't need to buy anything fancy. You just need to stay with me until the end and follow exactly what I show you. But before we dive in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. Here on Sage 70, I bring you the best natural health tips for men and women over 60 who want to feel younger, stronger, and more confident again. If this message already speaks to you, type yes in the comments below. If you're unsure, type maybe. Either way, I'm glad you're here, because this just might be the spark your body's been waiting for. Let's begin with what makes this small, mighty spice so effective. Its name is clove, and the secret to its power lies in one key natural compound: eugenol. When you chew a single clove, you're not just flavoring your mouth. You're unlocking a chemical messenger that gets absorbed into your bloodstream almost instantly. And eugenol isn't some mild, casual nutrient. It's a vasodilator, meaning it helps widen blood vessels, especially the ones that tend to tighten and shrink as we age. And that's where this all starts, because as blood vessels narrow, circulation weakens, and your ability to feel energized, physically, mentally, and sexually, begins to fade. But eugenol doesn't just support circulation. It relaxes the smooth muscle lining of your arteries, allowing blood to flow more freely. That's why so many people who chew cloves daily report feeling a warmth, a fullness, and even a calm sense of alertness within just minutes. It's subtle, yes, but powerful. And here's the key. Eugenol also stimulates nitric oxide, the same molecule that's behind most pharmaceutical treatments for erectile dysfunction. But this method doesn't force anything. It gently allows your body to do what it used to on its own terms, without side effects, crashes, or dependency. This is nature doing its job. But why does this matter so much after 60? Let's be honest. Erections, energy, even daily drive, all of it tends to slow down. You may have noticed that what once took little effort now requires more work, or worse, doesn't happen at all. That's not your fault. It's biology. Over the years, inflammation builds up, blood vessels harden, testosterone drops, and stress floods your system with cortisol, a hormone that absolutely crushes male energy. You might feel foggy, tired, disconnected, like you're living in a body that just won't wake up. Here's the truth: that can change, and Clove is part of that change. When eugenol enters your system, it begins reversing the slow hardening of blood vessels, relaxing tight arteries, reducing the pressure inside your body, and restoring the hormonal balance you were meant to have. The result? Improved blood flow, deeper sleep, better focus, and yes, stronger, more reliable erections. And this isn't theory. I've seen it firsthand. My patients don't walk in hoping for miracles. They walk out telling me they feel like themselves again, more awake, more present, more confident, all from a tiny habit they never thought could change so much. So how do you do this right? Let me walk you through the 60-second Clove Method. Here's exactly what I tell my patients. Step 1. Get 2 or 3 whole cloves. Not the powdered kind, whole, dried cloves. Organic is best, but any high-quality clove will work. Step 2. Place them in the back of your mouth, between your molars. Gently bite down until they crack. You'll feel a rush of strong, spicy oil. That's eugenol releasing. Step 3. Let the oils swirl in your mouth. Don't rush. Breathe slowly through your nose and hold the broken pieces for the first 30 seconds. Let your saliva soak them. Step 4. After 30 seconds, begin chewing slowly. Not hard, just enough to extract more oil. Chew for another 30 seconds, allowing the oils to absorb into your gums and cheek lining. That's it. Swallow or spit out the remaining bits. Either is fine. What matters is the 60 seconds of focused chewing. Some feel results in minutes, others in days. But almost everyone with consistent use sees noticeable change by the end of the first week. But don't stop there. Timing matters. To get the most out of the Clove Method, I recommend 2 key windows during the day. First, chew it in the evening, about 60 minutes before bed. Why? Because this is when your nervous system winds down. The calming effects of beta-caryophyllene, another powerful compound in clove, help lower cortisol, relax your muscles, and promote deep restorative sleep. And here's what most men don't realize. Your testosterone doesn't rise during the day. It rises at night, during sleep. So if you're not sleeping deeply, you're not producing testosterone. Second, you can chew in the morning before eating. This jumpstarts circulation, primes your focus, and gives you a clean, calm alertness without caffeine. Some of my clients even use this method before workouts, walks, or intimacy, because it clears the mind, boosts stamina, and reconnects you with your body. Think of it like brushing your teeth, but for your blood vessels and hormones. The best part? This isn't about temporary stimulation. It's about daily activation. Each time you chew, you're sending a signal to your body. Wake up, open up, heal. Now, let's talk about the real enemy that's been quietly draining your strength, not just physically, but emotionally, hormonally, and sexually. I'm talking about chronic stress. You may think you've got it under control. You may even feel like you're managing life well enough. But the truth is, even mild daily stress, work stress, financial worry, relationship tension, health concerns, they build up in your system like rust in your pipes. And over time, they do serious damage. When you're under stress, your adrenal glands flood your system with a hormone called cortisol. In short bursts, cortisol is useful. It helps you escape danger, stay alert. But when cortisol stays elevated for weeks, months, or even years, it becomes toxic. It blocks testosterone. It narrows blood vessels. It interferes with sleep. And it suppresses your desire. Not just sexual desire, but your willpower, your edge, your drive. That's why so many men over 60 walk around feeling numb, tired, flat, like something's missing. It's not aging. It's cortisol overload. And the worst part? Most men don't even realize it's happening. Cloves don't just help with circulation, they also regulate stress hormones. The second active compound I want you to remember is beta-caryophyllene. This natural substance, found in clove oil, binds to receptors in your brain that control mood, anxiety, and nervous system regulation. It essentially tells your body, you're safe now, you can relax. Within minutes of chewing cloves, many patients report a feeling of clarity, like a weight lifting from their chest, a calmness they haven't felt in years. That's the nervous system responding. That's cortisol lowering. And when cortisol drops, testosterone has a chance to rise again, naturally, steadily, and without artificial stimulants. Imagine waking up without that heavy fog in your head. Imagine handling stress without the emotional crash. That's not a fantasy. That's biology returning to balance. And the 60-second Clove Method is your daily trigger for that shift. But the benefits don't stop at mood and hormones. There's another major area where clove quietly restores your strength, and that's deep, restorative sleep. And let me tell you, if your sleep isn't right, nothing else will be. You can eat the perfect diet, exercise 5 times a week, take every vitamin on the shelf. But if your sleep is broken, your testosterone will stay low, your energy will stay flat, and your circulation will never fully recover. Your body produces the highest amount of testosterone during deep REM sleep. That's the time when your brain detoxifies, your muscles repair, and your endocrine system resets. But if you're tossing and turning, waking up at 3 a.m., or staring at the ceiling till dawn, you're missing that vital window. And here's where cloves shine again. Both eugenol and beta-caryophyllene have been shown to calm overactive nerves, reduce blood pressure, and slow racing thoughts, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. Many men who start chewing cloves before bed report not just sleeping better, but dreaming again. That's a sign you're hitting deep REM cycles. They wake up clearer, more refreshed, and often with morning wood they haven't experienced in years. And that, again, is no coincidence. It's a direct signal from your body that testosterone is climbing, blood flow is improving, and your internal systems are healing. So now we've talked about blood flow, stress, and sleep, the trifecta of male health after 60. But there's one more piece of the puzzle that almost no one talks about, yet it silently blocks your erections, weakens your heart, and feeds chronic inflammation. And the shocking part, it all starts in your mouth. Let me ask you something. A lot of men over 60 never hear from their doctor. How's your mouth health? Surprised? Don't be. Because the truth is, your gums, your oral bacteria, even just a little bleeding when brushing your teeth, could be quietly destroying your energy, your circulation, and yes, your erections. I've seen it more times than I can count. A man walks into my office with no major heart disease, no severe diabetes, decent cholesterol, but complains of fatigue, low libido, poor performance in the bedroom. And then I ask, how are your gums? 9 times out of 10, the answer is some version of this. Well, they bleed sometimes. Or, I've had a few infections over the years. What they don't realize is this. Your mouth is one of the fastest ways inflammation enters your bloodstream. When you have gum disease, even mild, bacteria from your mouth slips into your circulation, and that bacteria causes inflammation inside your blood vessels. Think of it like trying to pump water through a rusty pipe. The pressure builds up, but the flow is blocked. That's what happens to your circulation, especially in the delicate vessels that feed your sexual organs. If your gums are infected, your erections will suffer, period. Now here's where clove steps in like a bodyguard. You see, clove oil is one of the most potent natural antiseptics on the planet. It's been used for centuries to fight infection, numb pain, and purify the mouth. When you chew whole cloves, not just swallow a pill, but actually chew them, you activate those antibacterial oils, and those oils start cleaning your mouth almost immediately. Eugenol, again, is the hero here. It destroys the bad bacteria hiding in your gums and along your teeth. It also reduces inflammation, swelling, and the kind of silent infections that sneak past your toothbrush. Many men notice fresher breath, cleaner gums, and less bleeding within the first week. But the real benefit? You stop that dangerous mouth-to-bloodstream bacteria pipeline. And as your mouth clears, your blood flow clears too. That's right. Improving your oral health isn't just about your smile. It's about protecting your heart, your brain, and your bedroom performance. And cloves give you that advantage naturally, with no side effects, no synthetic chemicals, and no mouthwash burn. So at this point, you might be wondering, this all sounds great, but what can I expect if I actually stick to this for a full month? What kind of changes will I feel in 7 days, 14 days, and by day 30? Well, let me walk you through what I call the Clove timeline. This is based on what I've seen over and over again in my clinical practice. Real results, real men, real changes. In the first 7 days, most men notice something subtle but promising. A warm sensation in their chest or lower belly after chewing cloves. A clearer head. A little more motivation to take a walk or get things done. Sleep starts to deepen, and that afternoon crash becomes less noticeable. And most importantly, many men report waking up easier, with more energy, and even more desire, sometimes for the first time in years. By day 14, the momentum builds. That early warmth turns into noticeable circulation improvements. Some men start experiencing spontaneous erections again, not because of pressure or stimulation, but because their blood flow is simply working again. Others say their brain fog begins to lift, their focus sharpens, and they just feel more like themselves. This is when the hormonal shifts really begin. Your cortisol starts to stay lower throughout the day. Your testosterone begins producing at night in larger amounts. And as a result, you begin feeling stronger, calmer, and more in control. Then by day 30, the changes are hard to ignore. Many men tell me their performance, mentally, physically, and sexually, is finally back online. Their morning erections are consistent, their energy stays steady all day, their confidence returns, and even their partners start to notice. One man in his late 60s told me, "Doc, it feels like someone flipped a switch inside me." That's the power of consistency. That's the power of working with your body, not against it. But remember, this isn't a miracle. It's a method, a process, and it works if you work it. Clove chewing is a simple daily act, but it creates a ripple effect throughout your entire body, from your mouth to your arteries, to your hormones, to your sleep. You're not just fixing one thing, you're tuning up your whole system. And if you're still with me, it means your body is ready. It's asking for change, and now you know what to give it. Now, let's talk strategy, because the timing of when you chew cloves can make a huge difference in how fast and how deeply your body responds. This isn't like taking a pill whenever you remember. You want to use this method intentionally, like tuning an instrument. You want your hormones, your nervous system, your blood flow, and your mental focus working in harmony. And cloves can help tune all of it. So here's what I recommend after working with thousands of patients. Start with 2 chewing sessions per day. First, do it in the morning on an empty stomach, before you eat or drink anything. Why? Because your saliva is clean, your absorption is sharper, and you're setting the tone for your circulation first thing. That clove oil will get into your bloodstream within seconds and help energize you in a way caffeine never could. And guess what? It doesn't spike your heart rate or crash your energy. It just restores natural flow and balance. Then chew again at night, about an hour before bed. This is your nervous system window. You're helping your body shift into a parasympathetic state. Rest, repair, rebuild. That's when testosterone production happens. That's when your blood vessels expand naturally and your deep healing starts to lock in. It's not about tricking your body. It's about giving it the signal to do what it was designed to do. A few of my patients prefer to chew cloves before intimacy, about 30 to 45 minutes before, because it helps them feel more connected, more present, and more grounded in the moment. Others use it before workouts or even before stressful meetings. You'll find your own rhythm. Just stay consistent. This is not a gimmick. This is a ritual, and rituals shape results. Now, let's shift into maintenance, because once your circulation wakes up, your testosterone begins to rise, and you start feeling like yourself again. The last thing you want is to slide back. The good news? This method is sustainable. It doesn't rely on pharmaceuticals. It doesn't burn out your system. It builds from the inside out. Here are my 3 golden rules for holding on to your gains. Number 1, make clove chewing a non-negotiable daily habit, just like brushing your teeth. Set a reminder if you have to. Keep a small container in your bathroom, car, or beside your bed. Number 2, support your new blood flow by moving your body every day. Even a 20-minute walk, some light stretching, or climbing stairs helps your arteries stay flexible and engaged. And number 3, give your sleep the respect it deserves. Turn off screens an hour before bed. Keep your bedroom dark and cool. Use the Clove Method to wind down, and let your hormones restore during the night like they were meant to. You see, the goal here isn't just stronger erections. It's not just better sleep. It's not just lower stress. The goal is to feel fully alive again, to wake up each day with energy, presence, and confidence. And for many men and women over 60, that means rewriting the story they've been told. The story that says aging is decline, that intimacy is over, that vitality is behind you. That story is a lie, and this tiny spice, this 60-second ritual, is your proof. Because the truth is, when you give your body the right signal, it responds. Every time. I've had men in their 70s tell me they feel like they're 50 again. Not because of expensive treatments, not because of surgery, but because they finally stopped working against their body and started working with it. And women too. I've had female patients chew cloves before bed and say they wake up feeling clearer, more emotionally balanced, more connected to their partners. The benefits are not limited by gender. They're activated by commitment. So if you're thinking, is it really that simple? I'll say this, it's not easy. It takes consistency. It takes patience. But yes, it is simple. Simple is powerful when done with purpose. And chewing cloves, as tiny as they are, delivers some of the most purpose-driven healing I've ever witnessed in my medical career. And now, let's take everything you've learned and zoom out. Let me show you how to turn this one spice into a foundation for lifelong strength. Not just for 30 days, not just for this season, but for the years ahead. Let's bring it all together. You now know the real reason your strength may have faded after 60, and that it's not your fault. It's not weakness. It's not failure. It's biology that's been misfiring. But today, you've discovered that biology can be rewired simply, naturally, and safely. You've learned how one forgotten spice, the humble clove, contains 2 of nature's most powerful compounds, eugenol and beta-caryophyllene. Together, they open blood vessels, lower stress, clean up your gums, calm your nerves, regulate your hormones, and invite your testosterone back to life, without pills, without gimmicks, and without shame. You've seen how just 60 seconds a day of chewing this spice can rebuild circulation, restore deep sleep, and reawaken your presence in the bedroom and beyond. You've walked through the timeline. 7 days, warmth, energy, clearer sleep. 14 days, sharper mind, early signs of hormonal revival. 30 days, strength, desire, and a new sense of confidence returning to your life. All of this from one tiny habit. So, what happens next? That's entirely up to you. You can close this video, go back to what you were doing, and hope something changes on its own. Or you can take that first simple 60-second step. One chew, one moment of commitment, and a new chapter begins. If you're still here, I believe you're ready. Ready to stop watching life from the sidelines. Ready to stop wondering, is this just part of getting old? Ready to feel alive again, not in memory, but in the present. Starting now. So here's what I want you to do tonight. Go to your kitchen, grab 2 cloves, hold them in your hand, and remember, this is not just a spice. It's a signal to your body, your blood, your hormones, and your mind to wake up again. Chew slowly, breathe deeply, feel it working. You are not broken. You are not too old. Your best days are not behind you. They start now. And if you found this message valuable, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another natural health breakthrough from me, Dr. Sophia Jain, right here on Sage 70. Type "I'm ready" in the comments if you're taking that first step today. You have the power. You have the tools. Now, chew, heal, and live fully again.